Hey, welcome back to Nights and Weekends with me, Marcus, your host. Hey, earlier this week, Jubilee, which is a channel here on YouTube, they put out debates and stuff like that on very contentious issues that I absolutely do enjoy watching and listening to. And on this, you're going to get my live, unvarnished reaction to something that I had seen. There was a woman who identifies as a trans man who, in my opinion, just went off the rails. Now, I do have to say this, okay? For one, sanity. I think that you have to do a sanity check when you run into people like this, and don't play by their games. They are not a man like you or like me. God made me this way, or evolution did, one or the other. But you as a woman cannot be a man, period. Point blank. And when you play along with their games, you end up getting the kind of society that we have today, which is all things go. Who cares? There's no such thing as truth. Everything is just a matter of freaking opinion. And let's see how that plays out over the next, I don't know, 50 plus years. I bet it's not going to be good, but we're going to go on ahead and hop right on in. So here we go.
Wow, okay, we're going to take this chair. Look at that.
Already with the tough girl stuff. Stop it. Okay. One, you're on a ton of testosterone, which make you think that you could be more aggressive with an actual man, but whatever. So we already get this woman. Let me make sure I say this again. This is a biological woman, folks, coming in hot.
Hey, Ben.
Like a bro, my friend. All right.
How's it going?
Let's break open
first question, can men get pregnant?
Men
Obvious answer is no.
cannot get pregnant.
Okay, awesome. So,
Definitionally.
Okay. Do men experience SA?
Obvious answer is yes. It can be by other men and also by other women.
Sexual assault?
Sure.
Got it. What about the existence of trans men?
Nope. Sorry. I don't play by that. I'm sorry. You're not a man. You're not a woman. You are what you were observed to be at birth. Ed and Marcus, throw in that clip of two evolutionary biologists pointing that out.
But it's up in the end of 2022. Sex isn't assigned at birth, it's observed at birth or before birth. I've said it a billion places at this point. So just that's point one. But
anyway, back to this woman.
What about the existence? Do you mean women who believe that they are men? What are we talking about here? Women experiencing gender dysphoria?
So my other question is, do you benefit from white supremacy in any way, shape, or form?
What the hell does that have to do with abortion?
I'm going to need more specifics on what you mean by white
Well, here,
supremacy.
let me give it to you, Ben.
Sure, please.
So I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
I've experienced SA.
Okay.
And abortion rights affect me directly. So if we're talking about the American dream that you live, why don't I have access to that?
She thinks that she doesn't have the American dream. Let me tell you this, buddy. Okay. If you were living in a poor country, you would not have been able to get your surgeries, let alone all the testosterone, because they're poor.
There's no legislation, in the history of America that legislates a man's body. So why does mine have?
Straight up lie. I know I cannot do crack. I know I cannot do hard drugs. That's illegal for everybody. So that's also putting legislation on a man's body. And again, a real man would not make such stupid ass arguments.
Mine have to be legislated. I've got a vagina.
I'm not interested in what your genitalia are.
Clearly you are. I mean, it's all over everything you make,
no,
buddy. I'm sorry. I hate to say it to you, but
I think you can read on my face that I radically am not. I think you can read on my face that I radically am.
This person's about to wind up. Okay, for anybody who hasn't seen this, I did. This person's about to wind up for a long rant, and Ben's just going to sit there and just listen. Anyway, let's go. Let's go.
I'm not. When we're talking about abortion.
No, I don't. I mean, you can present it here, but in most of the content that you have, you attack my community constantly. And you don't even realize guys like me exist who actually
You're not a guy.
Share a lot of similarities to you and everything, because I'm a married man of 20 years.
I've
got a wife.
I recognize that you exist.
Imagine this woman's wife. Woo, have fun. Ooh, I bet that had to be a mind. I hate to say this, Auntie. It had to be a mind fuck for that person. Imagine you get married to like a woman. Oh, no. That is right. Who knows? This might have been like a gay woman who got married to another gay woman, and then this person didn't even transition, just took a whole bunch of drugs to appear as a man.
Exist. I disagree with your claim
so
that you're a male.
if I was sexually assaulted, right, and I didn't have access to that abortion care, do you believe that I should have carried that child to term because I was sexually assaulted?
I mean,
no, I just want to make sure that that's what you believe. Because as a transgender man, I have seen your side of the entire political debate, never ever having the conversation of what an American freedom is. Because why am I not allowed to live my American freedom as a man? You know, I mean,
You're not a man.
As a man, you're really moving around terminology very wildly here,
and so are you, because that's the tactics you play in your game, and you've done it the entire time. You've jumped from one subject to the next. You speak so fast, and I know how you work. So how does it feel to have it in your face?
Oh,
that person sounds just like a woman. Sound just like a woman. Like, how does it feel to have it thrown in your face now? Man, shut up.
I mean.
Because I'm sick and tired of the shit that you have put against my community, especially black trans women. Because you can't.
Okay. Ed and Marcus is going to have to go find that out. Ed and Marcus here. So I had to go on ahead and dig, because it's always funny whenever these things happen, talking about trans women being murdered. The hell out of here. But anyway, whenever you go to the mainstream and they don't say who's doing it and why, you got to go digging around. So I went to Monthly Portland. Here it goes. So this person right here, who is an activist for trans people, said, I think a lot of cis people. What? I think a lot of people assume it's random hate crimes like roving bands of Nazis running around murdering people. A political organizer who came in second in the May's Democratic primary for state rep in her Southeast Portland district. But statistically speaking, the most common perpetrators of violence against trans women are domestic partners. Okay? It is not strangers who are killing these people. And by the way, it was only 35 of these folks killed in the year 2023. It is not some damn genocide. See, people water down words all the time. But let's go right here. Now, this is also from the same person. Okay. Here we go. Most of the trans women I know who've been murdered by men or murdered by men they were dating who knew they were trans. So it isn't some roving bands of people. It isn't folks who somehow found out, whoops, this person is actually a dude. It's normal domestic violence that ends up killing these people. Back to past, Marcus. Unquote.
Constantly disregard all of our needs and then use us politically as a pawn when we're 1% of the population. Why not focus on the economy itself? All of us are struggling, and you want to focus on trans people. You want to focus.
We're struggling probably by policies that this asshole supported, like those stupid ass shutdowns from 2020.
On a black woman when this is clearly a glass cliff situation. America's falling apart, and let's give it a woman right when it's all falling apart, when we'd had, 50 men run it and it looks like shit? Look,
America's falling apart exactly because no one has told this woman to shut the fuck up. Okay? That's why. We have let them run amok. We have let people run amok. They just do whatever in the hell that they want. No one's held accountable for anything that they do ever. This is not because the right wing or some cis gendered white male with their right wing values were too right wing. No, it's exactly as Dennis Prager said about the folks on the left.
The answer is the most powerful ideology of the last 100 years, leftism. Not liberalism, leftism. Or, if you prefer, progressivism. Leftism destroys everything it touches.
It's true.
Look at where we're at. Surely,
So-
where do you think that we're heading? I
So-
mean, it's so funny to watch
You've
like
been going
white
for-
supremacy just fall apart the way that it is, and you ride so hard because guess what? In other countries around the world, women are not having children, and why is it?
Now, I do have to say this about Ben. Ben's not going to say anything, but I would just be laughing in this woman's face. I swear to God, I would have uncontrolled laughter. Maybe that's why I'm here in the nights and weekend studio in my basement of my nice home. And Ben is a multi-millionaire that gets to jet set around the world. Who knows?
Is it because of the patriarchy and all the violence that men perpetuate and all of this idea that abortion is somehow going to solve it all by forcing women to have abortion instead of focusing on the real problems that we're facing in our society? We're just going to completely ignore that, and we're just going to go, you know what? The line item is, let's make women have babies so that we can continue this capitalistic society that we have. Why are we doing that?
And this person doesn't like capitalism. Let me get this across to you, woman. Capitalism, for all of its down parts and everything else, is still the best system. And if you go back and actually look instead of reading, no, I'm sorry, probably not even reading, because she's probably injecting testosterone. She isn't reading anything. The greatest amount of wealth has been created since capitalism and free trade and stuff like that came into existence, period.
What? I mean, why? Because you want to push white supremacy and because you want to make your check? It does great for you. Meanwhile, people like me have to live with the consequences of all of your rhetoric that you put on a daily basis, and including my entire community and the intersectionalities of black women, men that experience SA, trans people, everyone that comes in. And I'm so sick of the idea that you can come in with this bravado that you're this big guy that knows things because you can talk fast, you have statistics. But really, what does it really matter at the end of the day if you are harming the entire American? This guy's been accused of rape.
This person is harming all of America because they don't believe in reality. Okay, it is a damn sanity check. If you believe in trans women or men and you believe they're actual men or women, no, I don't want to hear your opinion on most things because it's off.
Trump in like court documents, and you're backing the guy. Like you.
I wish I could vote for the man a lot more than what the hell I did already.
You have children. How could you do that to your own? Don't you have a daughter? Like, what is wrong with you, dude? I've never seen such a party just completely
Nothing.
just like the American idea, what we believe in as a country is not what you're perpetuating. It's diversity. It's giving you tired, hungry, and poor. The
Okay,
Google
pause.
phone you have in your pocket
Pause.
is because of all of
Pause.
the diversity we've had.
Pause.
Pleasure to meet you.
Now he's a dick. All right.
Okay,
There you go, folks. That is the world in which we live. Okay? That's the world in which we live, where a biological woman can get up there and think that she's the same as me, my son, my brothers, or any other biological man. And again, it is the cowards. It's the people who don't tell these people, no, sorry, ain't going along with it. But again, I really hate to be relying here on Dennis Prager, but actually I don't. He's a very wise man. But I'm going to throw in something here about Dennis Prager. Now, let me make sure I say this again. When hopefully Trump wins, and he's, because he's such a, anyway, swear, he's the least of the two evils in this one. So anyway, the thing I was going to say is this. When this whole trans stuff ends up being on the dustbin of history and people my age are still living, and the folks who supported it will do exactly like Dennis Prager said.
Because as I wrote 30 years ago, being on the left means never having to say you're sorry. That's right.
That's right. They won't say that they were sorry. They won't even admit that they were wrong. So I think Elton John was right. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. I will see y'all in a week. This is the future that the baby boomers have left to us. Crazy women who think that they are biological, that they're men. See you in a week. Oof. Next week, I don't know. We are going to see what the hell happens going into the election. I might mess around and end up taking the day off from work so I can actually make a video or whatever. I don't know, but I hope that Trump wins. For the folks on the left who are going to vote for Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, whatever. All right. See y'all in a week. Bye.